Dosto, 1970. Mainye sika Indian economy ke liye ek naya dawarta. Is coin ko half rupee bika jata ta. Or interesting bat ye haiki ye sika copper nickel metal se banata. Egg dumajboot or shining. Design ki bat karain to samne Bharat ka Rashtriya China. Lion capital of Ashoka. Bana hotata. Or neche satyamev jayate lika hotata. Pichaki taraf. 50 paisa badasa lika hotata. Hindi or English, dono main. Or nishisal, 1970. Coins are more than just metal discs that jingle in our pockets. They are miniature time capsules, witnesses to history, culture, politics, and everyday life. Today, we journey back to India in the year 1970 to explore the humble yet fascinating story of the 50 paisa coin, a coin that captured the economic spirit of a young, evolving nation. Chapter 1. The Backdrop. India. In the 1970s narrator, the year is 1970. India stands barely 2 decades free from colonial rule. The nation is young, diverse, and full of aspirations. Economically, India is grappling with self-reliance and industrialization, balancing tradition and modernization. It is a time of great transformation in technology, agriculture, and the very fabric of society. The Indian economy had adopted a socialist-inspired model, focusing on planned development. The Green Revolution had started to show promise in agricultural production. The Reserve Bank of India and the Ministry of Finance played pivotal roles in shaping monetary policy, including the issuance and design of coins. Chapter 2. The genesis of the 50 paisa coin narrator. But why a 50 paisa coin? Why was it introduced? And what role did it play? After gaining independence in 1947, India continued using the pre-existing monetary system inherited from British rule. The rupee, subdivided into 16 annas, each anna consisting of 4 paise. But by 1957, a significant change took place. India decimalized its currency. 1 rupee was now equal to 100 paise, making calculations simpler and aligning with global practices. The 50 paisa coin, therefore, became exactly half a rupee. It held considerable purchasing power, far more than it does today. For the common man, it could buy essentials like vegetables, a cinema ticket, or a hearty meal. Chapter 3. Design and features of the 1970 50 paisa coinerator. Now, let us turn our attention to the coin itself. The 1970 edition of the 50 paisa coin had a distinct and elegant design material. It was struck in nickel, giving it a silver-white appearance. Unlike earlier coins made from pure silver or copper, nickel was chosen for its durability and cost efficiency. Weight: the coin weighed approximately 5 grams. Diameter: it measured about 24 millimeters across. Shape: it was a regular round coin. Unlike some earlier Indian coins that were scalloped or square-shaped. Obverse side: the front of the coin featured the lion capital of Ashoka, India's national emblem. Beneath the lions, the words Satyameva Jayate, meaning truth alone triumphs, were inscribed in Devanagari script. Reverse side, the denomination 50% was boldly struck at the center. Surrounding it were the words paise in Hindi and English, along with the year of minting, 1970, neatly displayed at the bottom. It was a simple, dignified design, reflecting India's ethos at the time: practical, strong, and aspirational. Chapter 4. Symbolism. Behind the coin's design narrator, why was the lion capital chosen as the national emblem and featured so prominently on currency? The lion capital, originally erected by Emperor Ashoka in Sarnath around 250 BCE, symbolizes power, courage, pride, and confidence, values that resonated deeply with the spirit of a newly independent India. By placing it on every coin and currency note, India reinforced its identity and heritage to every citizen who used it. The 50 paisa coin, modest in size, carried a powerful message. India was strong, independent, and forward-looking. Chapter 5. Economic context and importance narrator. In the economic life of 1970s India, the 50 paisa coin was significant. At the time, Inflation was moderate compared to modern standards. 50 paisa could buy a kilo of rice, several cups of tea, or a ride on a bus across town. For rural populations, where barter was still common, having coins meant easier access to market economies. Banks, post offices, and railways routinely dealt in small denominations. The 50 paisa coin was integral in everyday transactions, from buying stamps to paying school fees or purchasing groceries. Chapter 6, Minting and Distribution. Narrator: where were these coins made? The Indian government operated several mints, notably in Mumbai, then Bombay, Kolkata, then Calcutta, and Hyderabad. Coins minted in these cities often bear tiny mint marks that collectors use to identify their origin. For example, a small dot, diamond, or star under the ear indicates Mumbai, while no mark. Background of the 50 paisa coin. 1970 coin specifics. Common and rare errors in the 1970 50 paisa. Why errors happen. Value of error coins. Tips for collectors. Conclusion. Here's the beginning of your 3,000-word script. I'll continue after showing you the flow. Let me know if you want me to adjust anything. Script start. Opening soundtrack. Voiceover. Have you ever held a simple coin that could be worth hundreds, even thousands of times its face value? Today, we dive into the fascinating world of India's 1970 50 paisa coin and the incredible errors that turned some ordinary coins into rare treasures. Cue intro music. Part 1. Introduction. The hidden gems in our pockets. Coins are everywhere. In our wallets, pockets, piggy banks. Most of them we barely glance at. But every once in a while, a coin is born with a flaw, an error. And that tiny imperfection can create a collector's dream. Today, we're zooming into one such case, the 50 paisa coin of 1970, a humble half rupee that, thanks to rare minting errors, has captured the imagination of numismatists across India and the world. But before we dive into the juicy errors, let's rewind and set the stage. Part 2. Background. The story of India's 50 paisa coin. The 50 paisa coin, also called the half rupee, has a long history in India. Post-independence, India transitioned from the old rupiana system to a decimal currency in 1957. 1 rupee equal to 100 paisa. 50 paisa equal to half a rup. The coins minted in the late 60s and early 70s represent an important era. India was a young republic, building its economy and identity. The 50 paisa coin was a daily workhorse. Made for ordinary transactions, it was handled by millions. Composition. The 50 paisa coins of 1970 were made of nickel. They weighed approximately 5 grams. Diameter was around 24 millimeters. Obverse. The obverse of the coin features the lion capital of Ashoka with the inscription Bharat Bharat and India on either side. Reverse. The reverse side reads 50 paisa and pays with the year 1970 tercent at the bottom, and floral design motifs. Simple, elegant, functional. But somewhere along the production line, mistakes happened. Part 3. The 1970 50 paisa coin. A closer look. 1970 is a very interesting year for Indian numismatics. It was a period of transition. The Mumbai-Bombay Mint was the primary producer. Quality control, while strict, sometimes had lapses, leading to error coins entering circulation. Most 1970 50 paisa coins are normal and common, but a very small percentage have errors that make them extremely valuable today. Now, let's talk about what these errors are. Part 4. Types of errors in 1970 50 paisa coins. Here's where it gets exciting. The 1970 50 paisa coins have been found with a variety of minting mistakes. Let's break them down. 1. Off-center strike. In some coins, the design is not properly centered. Part of the design is missing, and a blank space appears on the coin. Reason: the blank coin planchet was not properly placed in the press. Value: depending on how off-center it is, such coins can fetch between 1,000 Indian rupees to 5,000 Indian rupees, or even more. 2. Double strike. A double strike occurs when a coin is struck twice. Visual: you might see ghost-like images. Legends, letters, and images appear twice, slightly offset. Reso. After the first strike, the coin wasn't ejected properly and was struck again. Value. Double strikes are rare and highly desirable. Prices can range from 3,000 Indian rupees to 10,000 Indian rupees, depending on clarity. 3. Die crack. Over time, the die that strikes the coin can develop cracks. Coins struck with a cracked die will have raised lines or marks. Visual. It may look like a spider web or random raised lines. Reason. Worn out or damaged die. Value. Minor die cracks, 500 Indian rupees to 1,000 Indian rupees. Major die cracks up to 5,000 Indian rupees if dramatic. 4. Clip planchet. Imagine cutting a circle out of a sheet of metal but missing a bit. That's a clipped planchet. Visual. A small curved bite is missing from the coin's edge. Reason. Planchet blank coin was improperly cut. Value. Very collectible. 2,000 Indian rupees to 6,000 Indian rupees based on size and condition. 5. Broad strike error. A broad strike happens when the coin is struck outside the collar, the ring that shapes the coin. Visual coin looks flat, wider, and may not have a defined rim. Reason. Collar malfunction during minting. Value. 2,000 Indian rupees to 7,000 Indian rupees depending on sharpness. Wrong planchet error. In extremely rare cases, coins were struck on a wrong planchet, intended for another denomination. Visual, wrong weight, color, or size. Value. Such errors can command 10,000 Indian rupees or more, depending on how dramatic the mistake is. Part 5. Why do these errors happen? You might wonder, isn't minting a coin a highly controlled process? Yes. And no. Even with the best machines and quality checks, mistakes happen due to human error.